Hey guys, in this video I'll be creating a preview for the most likely top 4 at the 2024 Dubai Pro. From left to right we have William Bonac's 2024 M Pro Spain, Rubiel Mosquera's 2023 Prague Pro, Behruz Tabani's 2024 Italy Pro, and Nathan Diasha's 2024 Portugal Pro. I'm using the best or winning versions of these 4 competitors to create the most competitive potential lineup. I'll be using a points-based system to judge, giving each winner of the pose a point corresponding to their place with the lowest score winning. Who do you have winning the upcoming Dubai Pro? Can a veteran like Bonac pull off something crazy, or can Rubiel solidify himself as a future champion? Let's break down the poses and find out. The front double is an interesting pose to begin with since nobody is perfect. Bonac may have the most shapely, defined, and bubbly arms, however his wide waist, shorter stature, and melted lats create a stubby, stout look. Rubiel is the tallest and has the most pound-for-pound raw muscle, however there's no denying that he's the least conditioned. Look at the quads compared to Bonac, they may be big, but they don't have the deep quality cuts. His shape is impressive all the way up until his arms, where he unfortunately loses the wow factor. Behruz is grainy, shredded, and the most shapely upstairs, having the best ratios and proportions. I love his tapered waist and those bulbous lats. However, I'm not a fan of his lacking quad sweep and mediocre separation. Nathan looks bursting full, especially in the arms, lats, and quads, and has great detail. However, his arms are the least defined, and his biceps are obviously asymmetrical. Personally, Behruz and Rubiel stand out the most due to their structures, tapers, and proportions. Sure, Behruz lacks the quads and Rubiel has those tiny T-Rex arms, however their V-tapers, silhouettes, and overall shape are pretty good. They have less flaws than Nathan and Bonac, present good enough separation, and generally look more impressive. I'd probably give Behruz this one over Rubiel simply due to the refinement of his physique, however Rubiel's mass could give him the edge as well. In third, I would go with Nathan since his shape is superior to Bonac's, especially in the taper, with Bonac in fourth due to that melted torso area. The front lat spread is a much closer pose with 3 potential competitors vying for that top spot. The only one who can't compete in this pose would be Bonac, which is unfortunate because he had some of the best quads, calves, delts, arms, and conditioning in the lineup. While his total detail is still unmatched, his waist and withered lats are not up to par, which inevitably holds him back. Rubiel, Behruz, and Nathan look phenomenal, with each presenting a unique attribute. Rubiel most noticeably has that crazy thickness and size, dwarfing the other 2 in the lats, calves, and quads, and he does look decently conditioned. Behruz is thin-skinned and has the best upper body proportion, however, once again those quads are a real weak point. Nathan is a very balanced guy in the pose, having bubbly full muscle, great separation, and very solid aesthetics. His torso may be long, and his lats, do highly insert. However, he looks great nonetheless. In my opinion, I think that Rubiel may be taking this one off pure size, sort of like how Big Ramy would back in the day, using that raw mass and good enough separation to get the job done. He has the best lats, quads, and calves, great arms and delts, and a very defined midsection, so I don't really see how he can't win. Sure, the other 2 are more aesthetic objectively, however Rubiel's proportions draw my attention more. I'd probably have this one ending with Rubiel in first, Nathan in second for those proportions, detail, and fullness, Behruz in third because, come on guys, his quads are not really up to par, and Bonac in fourth place. The side chest is easily Rubiel's pose, hands down, since he has the best side shots in the game so long as he's on. Look at how ridiculous his side leg is from a size, detail, and freak factor standpoint. He's absolutely dwarfing all but Behruz in the side leg, and he makes everyone look average in the upper body. He's got the fullness, the bubbliness, the size, and stellar detail, checking off every potential box there is. In second, I'd probably say that Behruz does enough to handily secure this spot, since he beats the other 2 in the side leg, even Rubiel for that matter, in the glute detail, and has the best delt, a great arm and a thick-strided chest. While his midsection could be a bit tighter during the transitions, it still does look better than the others from a detail perspective. Nathan and Bonac are fighting for third, and I think it is a bit close. Nathan has that fullness when looking at his arm, chest, and side leg. However, he does lack those fine details of Bonac in those areas. Bonac is similar in size on a smaller frame, more conditioned, and generally more detailed. However, he looks a bit worn out and not as shapely. His side leg is clearly the worst in this specific pose as well, and his balance isn't quite there. For that reason, I'd unfortunately have to relegate him to 4th place, with Nathan taking that elusive 3rd place spot. The rear double is much more of a toss-up than any pose thus far, since everyone is really good in the back. Bonac and Behrooz are the clear frontrunners in this pose when it comes to the back, having the best back development, muscle maturity, and detail, along with superb delts and arms. Nathan and Rubiel are good as well, however, they are, either less dense or less conditioned in certain areas, leading them to place in the lower half of this pose. Speaking of condition, look at how remarkable Bonac and Behrouz's glute and hamstrings are when it comes to that thin skin definition. I'm more impressed with Bonac downstairs though, mainly due to his superior outer quad sweep, deeper hamstring grooves, and better calves. I also like Bonac more in the arms, upper, and mid-back, and for that balance. However, there is no denying that Behrouz's back lacks asymmetries or flaws, and that his arms and delts are absolutely massive. If Bonac can bring this exact version or a bit fuller of a package, I would say he would win this pose due to the superiority of the legs, back, and arm freakiness. That said, I think Behrouz may be doing enough to win here, since he is extremely shredded and has more density upstairs, and has zero muscular flaws or injuries. Between the bottom two, I'd say that both are similar in back development. However, Nathan is a bit more defined, has better arms and delts, but lacks the lower lat insertions. Rubiel isn't as refined in the back or in the arms, however, his delts are deeply cut, and his lats and traps are very thick. His glutes and hamstrings and quads and calves are all, twice as good as Nathan's. However, neither show the best conditioning in the lower half. I'd probably go with Rubiel for that wow factor and size due to the lack of the condition disparity between the two. However, there is no doubt that Nathan has the better total upper half, so take your pick. The rear lat spread is, in my opinion, a clear-cut victory for Behrouz. Although guys like Bonac and Nathan rival him in conditioning or size, Behrouz combines both to create a stellar pose. His wide structure, flared and lowly inserted lats, and crazy glute leg condition all play into that fantastic shot. Nathan and Bonac are probably fighting for that 2nd place since Bonac has the superb lower half, probably the best in the lineup, while Nathan is the favorite in that back. Personally, while Nathan may have a wider set of lats, I can't see him winning over the denser, more detailed, and better proportioned Bonac. Nathan's legs do look pretty bad along with his odd posing of them, which leads to me leaning in favor of Bonac. That said, depending on what you prefer, you could have them swapped, since Nathan's back is really wide and impressive, maybe the widest in the lats out of anyone here. Now, Rubiel is probably going to end up in 4th place looking like that, since his back is not really that defined and lacks the thickness. His legs are absolutely massive, however, the level of detail is not up to par. I'm really surprised with him from behind since his back looks very passable in the rear double, but completely fades in this pose. Regardless, he can be a wild card due to the size he carries, under the notion that he comes in peeled. This Dubai Pro Show is going to be one of the best due to the simple fact that Rubiel and Bonac get to show off two of the best side triceps in the game. They both slam the door shut on Nathan and Behrouz, who both look really awkward and uncomfortable hitting this pose. On the other hand, Bonac and Rubiel present picture-perfect renditions of the pose. Rubiel hits it, conventionally, while Bonac adds an artistic flair with that Dorian-esque trailing calf. I'm a huge fan of both here, so it's going to be hard to choose, so let's break it down. Rubiel has the better side leg, a more massive tricep and delt, and a thicker chest. His waist is big yet tapered and detailed, and his flow is impeccable. Bonac is a bit flatter in the chest and delt, however his total arm is larger and his midsection is smaller, and his side leg has finer cuts. If this was a prime Bonac like 2019 or 2017, he would easily take this pose since the fullness and size disparity wouldn't be so large. As it is though, I would say that Rubiel is winning due to the size. He's unmatched in that aspect, and his conditioning is great from the side as well, and he has wow factor for days. Nathan and Behrouz are interchangeable since neither stand out as being a top poser. I might lean towards Behrouz for the superior side leg, however Nathan is fuller in the side leg, chest, and delt. I guess I would go with Behrouz in 3rd, Nathan in 4th, and Rubiel in 1st, with Bonac in 2nd, however the bottom two can be flipped. The ab and thigh showcases two clear contenders for the pose right off the bat, being Rubiel and Nathan. Bonac isn't a contender for obvious reasons, such as his waist, non-existent abs, and terrible flow. However, on paper, Beirut should have a shot. While he has a great taper, solid midsection, development and detail, and great condition, he falls short in the quad separation and sweep, an area that every other competitor excels in. I'd still have him beating Bonac since he is miles ahead in shape. However, Nathan and Rubiel are twice as good in the legs, have better abs, and comparable tapers. Between Rubiel and Nathan, I'd say that the decision is rather simple. Nathan would objectively win when looking at the tight small waistline, V-taper defined in flared quads, and X-frame. Rubiel would win if you prefer those bubbly abs, massive quads and calves, and a decent taper. According to bodybuilding criteria, Nathan should win because he's more balanced, peeled, and shapely. However, the raw size that Rubiel has is ridiculous, no doubt. Still, I would choose Nathan with Rubiel in second, Beirut in third, and Bonac in fourth. The most muscular is a really good shot for these four, and I think that they all hit the best variations that suit their physique. Bonac and Rubiel look freaky, vascular, and conditioned in the crab most muscular, with all their muscle coming to life with fullness. Beirut and Nathan hit similar renditions, with both looking very full, detailed, and very impressive. I find that most musculars are kind of a preference shot at a certain point, especially when it's this close. I mean, all of them look great, so it's sort of hard to tell who's winning. Personally, I'm blown away with Bonac in the chest, delts, and arms, and those quads come to life with all those details. He's shredded everywhere, looks absolutely flawless, and draws my attention the most. Rubiel is similar, however, he's not as detailed and he lacks the size in the arms to match the rest of his physique. Beirut and Nathan are so similar, with Nathan having an advantage in the fullness and leg separation, while Beirut has those cannonball delts and razor-sharp cross striations in the chest. While this one could all be rearranged depending on what you like, I'd go with Bonac in first, Rubiel in second for all that freak factor, Beirut in third for that crazy chest conditioning and the delts, and Nathan in fourth. So tallying up all the points leaves us with a tie for first between Beirut and Rubiel with 17 points each. In a tie for third would be Bonac and Nathan, each with 23 points. This is how I believe the outcome will be, granted that everyone comes in on. Rubiel and Beirut bring a lot to the table when it comes to conditioning, size, shape, or freakiness, while the other two have less wow factor and presence. Anyways, let me know in the comments your predictions for this show, as I am very excited to see the show and to see your predictions. If you enjoyed, a like and sub would be awesome, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.